There is something new from the CDC that I wanted to raise because it's sort of an internal conflict on the CDC's website and the information they offer about vaccinations. I don't think it's anything to get too worried about. I think the clear, I think the best advice is to continue to require people to quarantine even if they'd had the vaccine. That's obviously the safest way to go, but let me set up sort of the scenario here. So the CDC has a section called When to Quarantine on its website. And if you notice, that section now says that people who have been in close contact with someone who has COVID are not required to quarantine if they have been fully vaccinated within the last 3 months and show no symptoms. So that's pretty significant. So if I have received both of my doses, I can be around somebody even with a known case of COVID and not have to quarantine myself. So that's on the When to Quarantine page. However, and they also added it to a section on the page that's entitled When You Can Be Around Others After You Have Had or Likely Have Had COVID. And again, it says the same information. Someone who's been fully vaccinated within the last 3 months with no symptoms does not need to stay home after being in close contact with somebody with COVID. On the other hand, the section of their website called Public Health Guidance for Community-Related Exposure, which is what a lot of employers are, follow in terms of general advice in the workplace, does not say the same thing. It continues to say that people who have been in close contact with a person with COVID should quarantine, and there is no exception in that section of the website for people who have been vaccinated. So I don't know if this is just an oversight of not updating that particular section. I mean, that's what it seems like. And so you may be safe in following the When to Quarantine and the When Can You Be Around Others section. But just so everybody knows, those two sections are in conflict on their own website. I don't know that this is really a big issue yet because there are so few people in the workforce, well, other than healthcare probably, who have gone all the way through both shots, I would think. I don't know that there are a lot of entities other than healthcare organizations where people have been fully vaccinated. But for those who do have employees in that situation, it appears as though you can follow the idea that if you've been fully vaccinated, you do not need to quarantine after you've been around somebody with COVID.